create this video because there are some very, very interesting circumstances that are brewing because of this. First and foremost, you have gamers, unified developers, and so forth that are coming out there on social media and giving Shuhei his flowers, including myself. That's why we're making this video. And then you also have this wild dynamic of gamers that, you know, support other platforms or other green boxes. They used to clown Shuhei for years and say that the games that he made were walking simulators, the stuff that he influenced was trash and overrated garbage, right? Now they're saying, hey, Shuhei, come over and support our green box, right? Well, let me tell you, as a former green box supporter myself, let me tell my former comrades, don't hold your breath. You're gonna hear that a lot through this video. But there is a lot to learn from Shuhei's tenure at PlayStation. What a great leader, such great leadership. And the questions that we want to delve into is, did the PlayStation brass that's currently in charge, did they pick up on this leadership? And then secondly, and more entertaining and comical, these people that now want Shuhei to come over to Greenville, you do realize it's not happening, right? For one. And for two, but what have you learned? Why this? Do you understand why this wouldn't work there? Huh? Has it not sunken in yet? Well, if it hasn't, we're here to help. Join us. The Spill. Shuhei Yoshida retiring. What is it going to mean for gaming and PlayStation's competitors? Let's get into it. This is The Spill. Yeah. What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy, MM2K of Hard Knock Digital Culture, Cloud Dosage, MM2K Gaming, back again with another episode of The Spill. This is where we talk about the latest and greatest in video gaming news. And man, oh man, oh man, do we have a great one for you today. Shuhei Yoshida retiring. What does it mean for gaming in PlayStation's competitors? Before we get into this one, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when we're dropping these doses. All right. So, yes, it's happening. He's retiring, man. He's retiring, and wow. I mean, let's do this. Let's take a look at just some of his contributions. This is a tweet that I sent out, and I said, Shuhei, having someone like Shuhei behind your quality gaming effort is invaluable. This man has co-signed Naughty Dog, heavily influenced God of War, Reboot, influenced Stellar Blade, and much more. He will be heavily missed. I hope his influence will spread to new leadership, right? What am I talking about? Well, there's been this quarrel. Some of it was started by David Jaffe. We kind of ignored some of what David Jaffe was saying. And some of it might be true, where when Jim Ryan came in and Herman Hulst, you know, when it was the Jim Ryan, Herman Hulst era of PlayStation, you know, with Jim Ryan there, even though there were some hiccups, there were a lot of great things that came out of it. The Portal, Helldivers 2, PlayStation 5 is a phenomenal piece of machinery. He would have greenlit the PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, you know, a lot of great stuff that came out of that. He's retired now, and now we're left with Herman Hulst and Hiroki Totoki in charge with the other CEO of the hardware. Now the hardware CEO, and his name leaves me right now. I deeply apologize. I think they're good there. When it comes to Jim Ryan and Hiroki Totoki, I am concerned. Herman Hulst and Hiroki Totoki, I'm concerned. Hiroki Totoki, you can tell, is like the Satya Nadella of PlayStation. He has no acclimation to the culture. He just wants to make money. And so he's doing some bonehead things, some bonehead initiatives. We see what Lego Horizons and the abysmal failure that was, and some of these other things that he's doing with releases to PC and stuff like that to try to extrapolate more money out of PlayStation IP. And it's not working because he doesn't understand the culture. So this is what happens when you put a money man in charge of something as delicate as gaming, and especially when it's delicate for a company like PlayStation, who tried to rebuild itself after the miscues of the PlayStation 3, and they really built a very solid system. And now you got this guy coming in here, you know, eradicating some very major sensitive pillars. that could have long-term negative ramifications on PlayStation if someone doesn't stop him before he goes too far. So we got that, but that always would have been outside of Yoshida's helm. The thing that really would have been in Yoshida's helm is the head of Worldwide Studios now, Herman Hulst, who has made some questionable decisions. Concord being one, and of course the Lego Horizon thing, which I really don't think it was him. I think that was more Hiroki Totoki trying to squeeze and extrapolate more money out of IPs. But Concord, the faith that the reports are saying that he put behind Concord, it's like, why? And it beckons back to something that Dave Jaffe, the creator of God of War, said, that I think her name was Connie Booth. I believe that's her name, that one of the producers at PlayStation was let go abruptly. Her and her team was sent out, and that was on the demand of Herm Hulst and Jim Ryan. And it's like, did Connie maybe see some of this problematic IP and said, no, we don't believe in this? And Herm Hulst was like, see, I don't need you usurping my authority here. Get out. So that could be problematic. I really feel like there are many wheels or many cogs in the wheel of PlayStation, and PlayStation's leadership does a great job in making sure that not one person does too much damage. But I'm hopeful that during his tenure there, Yoshida, again, the one that has brought us things like God of War, right? And things like, the Stellar Blade and all these other great pieces of content. I'm hopeful that something was cascaded and passed down to Herman Hulst, because maybe this just could be just a rocky beginning, and maybe he learns from that, and hopefully Yoshida can help him along the way, and he's open and receptive to it. I know when Jim Ryan and Herm Hulst took over, Yoshida went to the independent space, but apparently he still had a lot of influence, because as you can see here, he still brought in games like Stellar Blade, right? And Stellar Blade, I'm telling you, this generation is like one of my top 3 games this generation. Like, I love this game, and the thing that has pulled me in even further is the fact that I'm not into to the Souls like parrying, locking, fighting the monster for 5 minute type. I'm not into that, right? But because they did it so well here with the aesthetics and the atmospherics and the gameplay loop or whatever, it's so enthralling that it pulls me in, and I just love the game. I love everything about the game. And I hope that there is someone with a keen eye like Shuhei, who went to Cory Barlog in 2018 and with the 2018 God of War and said, no, this is not good enough. You got to redo this. We need that type of leadership, and hopefully this was just a rocky beginning by Herman Hulst, and we will see that type of leadership from him because he's learning from Shuhei, right? It's been passed down. That being said, there's something else peculiar happening. I said this in the bumper. We got people that are I say this in a tweet. Let me explain it through my tweet. I see a lot of people wanting Yoshida to come to Xbox. Don't hold your breath. Shuhei doesn't put arbitrary. I don't want that in my game. Hollywood standards, i.e. Stellar Blade, would have never been greenlit as an Xbox exclusive. Would never work while Phil's there. And here's why I say this. Shuhei is cut from the cloth of PlayStation. Again, the rebuild after the PlayStation 3. Them realizing that they do need some of their studios pumping out more. They need to control their own destiny. They see that gamers have gravitated more towards Western developed games. So they've mastered that craft. And you got to give kudos to Sony for that. Something that they had no expertise in whatsoever. They took on the challenge, and now they're the masters at that craft. That's insane. And they went through that phase all within like one generation. They started at the beginning of the generation having no clue to it and getting clobbered because they didn't know what to do with it. By the time they got to the end of the PlayStation 3 generation. They had Last of Us 2. That was the, which was at the core of their formula for, a lot of their AAA games. And it just spread and helped their development going into the PlayStation 4 and now, right? So another thing that has happened that is irregular of Xbox, and why Shuhei would never fit over there. Not just the quality AAA games, understanding what it takes to make them. Like, you don't see the type of leadership at Xbox where Shuhei told Cory Barlog, you got to go back and redo that. This is not good enough with God of War 2018. Somebody should have looked at Crackdown. Somebody should have looked at Redfall. Even Starfield in a lot of regards. This ain't right. You got to redo this. There's not that level of quality. It's just, again, I look at Shuhei Yoshida and I look at what they do at PlayStation. And they're like gold miners, right? Where even with gold mining, you may do a lot of digging through dirt, and 95% of the dirt that you dig through, you find nothing. But in that 5%, when you find those gold reserves, now everybody's, cruising on yachts, right? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, or you think I'm just babbling, let me show you something. This is something that Xbox people, this is at the core of why Xbox people don't understand why they're losing, why PlayStation is winning. They want to attribute it to media bias and all this other stuff. But a lot of you that are making these assumptions that the games are overrated, it's media bias or whatever, you guys are new. You just got into gaming a few years ago because you want to be part of the console wars. You got nothing else better to do with your time. You got no friends or whatever. And you're oblivious of the culture of gaming. Most of us that actually game know all this stuff and know why PlayStation is successful. We know why Xbox with the 360 era was able to successfully thwart PlayStation's dominance and give them a run for their money and almost send them into bankruptcy. We understand why all that happened. Because of this formula that I'm about to break down to you right now. And it's a formula that PlayStation is perfecting and why they are dominant. And it's going to be next to impossible to dethrone them. As a competitor, you're going to have to do it. They might have to dethrone themselves by making a bunch of bonehead mistakes. This is an article from 2014. I want to show that to you. See that? July 4th, 2014. And let me just read you this first excerpt, this first part first. This was, it says, Sony Computer Entertainment has been known to publish quite a few games that haven't exactly been financial breakthroughs, yet they seem to not be able to give up on that kind of experience, as explained by Worldwide Studios president Shuhei Yoshida during his panel at Game Lab in Barcelona a few days ago. So hold on, let's go over this first part again. Sony Computer Entertainment has been known to publish quite a few games that haven't exactly been financial breakthroughs. Haven't we heard that before? We've heard that more recently, right? Well, again, a lot of these Similac mouth, wet behind the ears gamers, Concord and Lego Horizon, they're bad. PlayStation is in trouble. We've been hearing that for years from these zealots over there on the green side, right? They'll see a PlayStation game not do well. See, it's all over. Days Gone didn't do well. The PlayStation's going to crap the bed. Look at the stock price. We've been hearing this forever. But those of us that don't just run in these green circles, these gangrene circles, and actually look at everything from 5,000 feet, we understand what's going on. There's a formula that they're running. And it's quite a remarkable formula and a brave formula to run. But when you have a good system behind it, you minimize the risk. What is the formula? Well, Shuhei breaks it down 10 years ago. He says, when you look at what we do, managing studios and managing funds, that's essentially what we do, to look for talent and support talent, because at the end of the day, it's the people that create amazing things, and it's the creative team that makes breakthroughs. It's a hit-driven business. We look at our financial results of the titles, and probably 3 or 4 out of the 10 make money. And maybe 1 or 2 make all the money to cover the cost of the other titles. So we have to be able to maintain that hit ratio at a certain level to be able to continue in the business. So we always try to find out and support and help grow the talent. That's the most important work that I believe myself and some of my management team at the Worldwide Studios are doing. Okay. Yo, what is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? What is up? We're back again with another In a Row podcast. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for coming in. Do us a huge favor. If you're watching, hit that like button. Come on, y'all can do it. And get a little active in the chat too, man. I gotta talk. We're trying to do some initiatives, closing out the year, going into next year. Like, we got a nice PlayStation 5 controller. Shout out to Geek to Sneak that's just sitting there waiting to be taken. But we want to see a little bit more activity. Show up, be active, whether it's through membership, whether it's just being here in the chat. So shout us out in the chat. We got Muhammad Ryan. He said, "What's up, people?" That's what I'm talking about. Let's do it, everybody. If you're in the States, I hope you had a great holiday. I know I did. And here, let me go here. I want to go to the social blade, make sure. Okay. All right, Muhammad, your comment's going to pop up here. We got Cold Blood in the house, man. Cold Blood, what's going on with you, good brother?
All fine.
Yeah, we finally got that capture card working, right? So you're ready to put me to shame. I see with your captures.
Yeah. I did that before that. So don't worry about it.
You say it ain't that new.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's what's up. Dr. Killshot in the house says, "Hey yo, MM2K, what it do? These bots thirsted, bruh." Hey, Dr. Killshot, I think you be in my notes. I think you be in my notes, bro. You be like, you come in here, you be like reading my mind and shit. You got me doxed or something, man. Yeah, we're opening with these thirsty bots because and this isn't even part of the main show. We just got a few more people scrambling here. Let's get to 10 likes, man. Yeah, we got some thirsty bot stuff, Dr. Killshot. It's sickening, man. It is sickening. But let's go through the chat real quick. Some people, the Horizon ripoff is insane. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Cold Blood, what did you think of that? What do you think of Tencent? Tencent say, if you guys think Power World was something, Tencent said, fuck you. And they they just ripped off Horizon. And they got, I forgot what the name of the game is. What do you think about that ripoff?
I mean, Sony allowed it, so I don't know.
You think Sony allowed it, or maybe they just haven't?
Bro, they have to go through Sony before they can publish their game on their shit, and they said PlayStation.
Oh, it says PlayStation.
Yeah, absolutely, that's
oh my fucking god! Oh, I didn't even know that. I'm thinking this is a PC game.
No. PS5, iOS, and PC, I think.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, this is damn. I wish I'd have known that.
Bro, look, I don't understand the outrage. Like, if Sony allowed it, they're cool with it.
I don't think a lot of people knew that because I didn't know that either. I don't think a lot of people know that that this was coming to PlayStation. That's what I think the outrage. I mean, there still should be outrage, but not towards Tencent. I mean, yeah, Tencent is, copycatting.
No, bro, Sony has no balls. I said it many times.
Well,
they lost their balls somewhere along the way from the PS4 to the PS5, bro.
Or no, this is another Hiroki Totoki thing, man. The PlayStation would have never allowed this. This is another Hiroki Totoki thing. This is them leveraging out their IPs.
bro. A real PlayStation would never have allowed Tower not to come out on their shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you that they lost their balls. Or a Stalker 2 not coming out on their platform.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to win them all. I don't know. You know, you're not going to win every exclusive. Who knows? And Sony could have looked.
I was talking about some cheap ass exclusives here. Not the GTAs and the fucking Battlefields and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about them. Well, let's be honest. It's made by a very cheap developer.
Mm-hmm.
The cost of the exclusive rights wouldn't be that high.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they got outbid because I don't think Microsoft is. I don't think Microsoft is paying a bunch of money for it. I think they just looked at it and said, "Okay, whatever." I don't blame them for that one. It's like when PlayStation didn't get Tomb Raider, and people were like, when's Tomb Raider coming? I don't think PlayStation got outbid. I just think PlayStation looked at Tomb Raider and said, "Okay, who cares?" It had no effect on PlayStation. Same with Stalker 2. As many accolades as it's getting, I don't think anybody is, I don't think we're losing sleep. I think what it is I think it's more of a semi-comfy pillow for people that don't have no games. Now, don't get me wrong. I would have, it would have been cool.
I wasn't finished yet about the whole why they don't have balls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit like that, a blatant fucking copy, bro. They Sony would have shoot the shit out of them immediately.
Yeah.
Now it looks like they want to be in cahoots with these fucking Tencents and all these, what do you call them, shit-ass companies.
Well, here's what I think it is. I don't think this game is developed unless they give the green light to Sony. I mean, unless Sony gives them the green light first. You understand what I'm saying? Like, look at it. Horizon, Lego Horizon. Now this, like you're pimping out the IP. In more ways than one. We would have never imagined this, but if it's coming to PlayStation, oh yeah, they allowed it. Yeah, I tried to tell y'all. This fucking Hiroki Totoki is going to be a problem. I tried to tell y'all. Oh no, what do you mean? What? Y'all got to understand the business. I gave y'all a heads up. Y'all better start calling this motherfucker's name out. Yeah, I mean, Herman Holst is getting that work too. That he deserves that. But y'all got to start calling out Hiroki. Don't get mad at me and leave and shit and disappear for weeks. What do you mean you trying to spread FUD? This is dog shit. He's pimping out the IP. This is a blatant, let me see if I can find the tweet. This is a blatant ripoff. Oh, I wish I would have known that because I would have made that. Well, we could still talk about it. Look at y'all. Y'all already leaving. Y'all mad. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the tweet. Oh, God damn it. Shit, God damn it. There we go. All right. I want that up there. I can find that tweet about that goddamn. Oh, here it goes. Because they already got memes and shit about it and jokes about it. Like the dude from Baldur's Gate said, Horizon 0 fucks. But it ain't them. alone. They didn't just develop this game. You don't like this is a big AAA effort. If you're going off the trailer. Here it goes right here.
Awesome. This is the bullshit I was talking to you about that. Why Yoshida left. I'm telling you.
Look at this shit. Let me put it on the screen. Look at this. This is a ripoff. This is a purebred ripoff. And let me see. Light of Motrium. Let me find the trailer. This is a blatant ripoff of Horizon. A blatant ripoff. Like IGN. Jesus, this is embarrassing, man. Holy shit. All right, let's show you guys the video. Watch this video. Look at this shit. Now, if Tencent gets mad and they flag us for it, then, whatever. Look at this shit, bro. Hold on, why is it? Look at this shit. Okay. Bro, this is crazy.
Love it more.
Look at this. This is a blatant ripoff of Horizon. And PlayStation said, cream me in the face, I don't care. Just make sure you leave the money on the table. Wake up? Oh, yo. What is we doing here, bruh? Look at that, bruh. Wake up. PlayStation said, Hiroki said, cream me in the face. Even though it is PlayStation, I want to call out the person that's responsible. Hiroki Totoki said, cream me in the face. Let's go. That's wild, bro. That's wild. Y'all better start calling this dude out, man. This ain't got nothing to do with. Okay, let me give you guys a prime example. Say I work at Sony, right? I work at Sony. No, fuck that. Let's make it more paramount. Let's just say for some god awful reason, Post Up works at Sony, right? Post Up's there. He's head of the cafeteria and Uber deliveries, right? And something happens, a couple of executives fall sick or they leave or whatever, and for some god awful reason, they go to Post Up and they say, Post Up, we need you to put your deliveries to the side, stop selling refried pork rinds. We need you to take your ass up to the C-suite and we need you to run, you know what I'm saying, run SIE, right? And then Post Up is allowing shit like this. You're trying to tell me that if Cold Blood and I go live and we start criticizing Post Up for said decisions, you guys are going to look at it as, oh no, I got to go because this is a slight towards Sony. Granted, Sony made a bonehead mistake and put Post Up there, but Sony can easily correct it given the right pressure. But you're trying to tell me that because you're a fan of prior Sony products that have nothing to do with Post Up, that because now Post Up is in the leadership role, you're going to give Post Up a pass and he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Right? Because if that's not what, if you heard that scenario and you're like, well, MM, that's ridiculous. That's essentially what you guys are doing now. You are a fan of PlayStation based off of nothing that fucking Hiroki Totoki done. Everything that you're enjoying now was greenlit before his goofy ass took the role. The shit that you have a problem with, that gives you heartburn, for the most part, look at this shit. Look at this. The shit that's giving you heartburn is the shit that he has allowed. Look at this. Oh my fuck, bro. I don't get it. Y'all lose me. I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm cut from a different cloth. And then I understand how Sony works too. Jack Trenton, when he was in an interview with Hip Hop Gamer, he broke it down. He's like, look, Sony is not about one person. It's a bunch of different cogs that move a wheel. So if you they don't recognize individual accomplishments. So if you fuck up too much, you can go. I just think that Sony's leadership is in a semi-panic mood, investment-wise, financial, investment. It's all investment stuff. Margins in the end. And so they let their money guy be in charge to kind of navigate them through the storm. And the money guy's like, oh yeah, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this. And it may sound good, but it's so counterproductive to the culture. Like, you don't allow shit like this. Essentially what happened, y'all, is Tencent said, look, man, either one or two things happen. Either Tencent talked to them about the idea and Hiroki Totoki said, sure, why not? Or Hiroki Totoki went around and, said, hey, look, does anybody have any ideas with the Horizon IP or any of our IPs? You got any ideas? And they're like, no, we don't want to use Horizon's name, but we'd rather use something. Oh, sure. Just, this is how much it's going to cost you. And we're okay with it. Look, even when you hit the enemies and the lights on the weak spots, it's a Horizon knockoff. So this is how they're pimping out their IPs. Is it Cold Blood? Is this coming to Xbox too?
I didn't see Xbox mentioned, no.
If you don't see Xbox on here, then you definitely know that's what happened.
Dr. Killshot, bro. I don't know. I don't think Xbox is getting a Horizon Zero Dawn. They don't even get that bullshit, bro.
If it doesn't come to Xbox, then you definitely know that's what happened. Hiroki pimped it out. So either that happened, or before Hiroki was there, Tencent approached Jim Ryan or somebody, Sean Layton or somebody, and said, look, why don't y'all let us do this, man? And Jim Ryan said, lick the back of my balls and fly a kite into a thunderstorm. Get out of here, right? But then in comes Hiroki Totoki. Oh, yeah, go ahead. It's probably something they already had in development. They were working on. They said, we'll approach Sony and we'll do this. And they were told no before. And then now Hiroki Totoki is there. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. And they said, oh great, we can finish this? Okay, great. This is all Hiroki Totoki, bro. Oh my God, man. This dude he's a parasite. I tried to tell y'all. Fucking parasite. Fucking parasite, bro. I can't believe that one. Let's go to the chat, see what they say, and then we'll go on to some. We gotta make fun of some bots. I might turn the whole show into this and shit. We gotta make fun of some bots. Hold on, I gotta think. Oh my fucking God, Jesus Christ! Hold on. Well, we read that from Dr. Killshot. Shout out to Dr. Killshot. Muhammad said lawsuit coming. Nah, man. We seen it, man. A Cold Blood let us know it's coming. Here it goes right here, bro. Ah! Here it goes right here. Ah! PlayStation 5. Ah! Look at this shit, bro. Oh man, and I can't play this dude's video. We'll get flagged. Or is it? It says
Moss. Didn't I try to warn everybody about these two motherfuckers being in power over there?
Oh my God.
They did, bro. They said I'm crazy. I'm a fucking PlayStation hater and whatever else, bro. Now they allow this shit. Like literally blatant copies of fucking monsters and shit from. I mean the fucking dinos from Horizon. I mean I saw some new ones in there, but goddamn, that's not hard to do.
It's yeah.
What they made.
Instead of her name being Aloy, it's Alicia or some shit. That's it. They changed the name and said, wake up. Man, god damn, bro. It don't get no fouler than that.
No, it's like they said to Tencent, release your games on our platform, copy our shit, but just don't buy from software. Just don't buy from software.
Oh my man.
I think that's what's happening right now. They hold the fucking hostage, bro.
I want to tell y'all something. Y'all may not be aware of this. This is probably part of the reason why no, that's not part of the reason. The reason why he really don't fuck with me is because of a video that me and my homie Nethos did. But you guys may have heard, like in the past, there's something called the crap gamer curse, right? Y'all ever, the crap gamer curse. I coined that phrase, as a matter of fact, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back because there's a certain irony here. I coined that phrase. The crap gamer curse. I was fucking with him one day on Twitter and I called it the crap gamer curse, and we were all in our DMs and shooting it around, and then everybody started using this shit. So I came up with that, right? But I'm starting to now have my own self-doubt and shit. I ain't been over here on the PlayStation. I've been on the PlayStation side for only like 4 years. And the motherfuckers are doing shit. Ain't doing shit. I'm starting to get a little self-conscious here. You know what I mean? Like, god damn. Is there an MM2K curse? You know, I start, you know, I go over to Stadia and, you know, the motherfuckers last about good 4 years.
I was about to say that.
Then I go to GFN and now these motherfuckers is capping hours. And now I'm over here on PlayStation. Yeah, I'm getting a little self-conscious here, man. Hey, yo. This is wild, man. Hiroki Totoki. Don't forget that fucking name. My brother hammered it. You know, you got to give him his flowers. He was right. I was like, well, you know, Herman also. He's like, nah, fuck that. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But then it unraveled. Like his Infinity for Concord. I'm like, why? I'm like, why? Why? Right? But I told y'all, I made videos about this motherfucker. I've talked about him in multiple occasions. I broke it down why he's a problem. I sense the same thing about Phil Spencer. I know this business shit. I know y'all don't want to believe it. You're like, oh, if you know this business stuff, why do you do this? Because y'all just think in black and white. Y'all don't understand nuance. I work from home. I got a lot of time on my hands, you know, because I've been lucky enough to work from home a couple of hours a day, and I can bullshit the day around for the rest of the day for the large part. Well, and then I don't get to bullshit my day around. I got a few hours to bullshit around, do this, and then I got, other time to do. I got to do stuff with my time. I'm kind of like ADHD like that, right? But I know this business shit. I've been doing it for decades. I managed for 2 decades. I've been doing this for almost, I'm getting close to, I'm past 25 years now. I know this business shit. So when business people do certain business things, I sense what it is. And I tried to and I don't do this to pat myself on the back. I do this as a warning system. This is not me trying to argue with y'all. Like when the weather people come out and they say tornado, flood, they're not trying to argue with you. I'm trying to warn you. Just like I tried to warn my ex-bot brethren about Phil Spencer, they didn't want to fucking listen. 10 years later, everything that was said about this motherfucker has come to fruition. I am warning you about Hiroki Totoki. I know this business shit. I know what he's thinking, and I know what he will do. And it may not happen overnight, but if you guys don't learn from the Xbox that turned a blind eye to Phil Spencer and let him fuck up Xbox. Y'all better open your mouth and you say, Hiroki Totoki, what the fuck are you doing? Allowing this shit on PlayStation. This is a travesty. Now, if they wanted to...
Wait. Why allowing it on PlayStation is the bad part? Why allow that to exist at all?
Well, I mean, not allowing it on PlayStation. I mean, allowing it, period. With a PlayStation IP. Unbelievable. Yeah, Ice Queen Gaming, I know they came. But if someone comes to your door and says, you know what? Give me all your money in your purse. Give me all your Christmas gifts. And, give me your clothes too. You're going to slam the door in their face. Sony should have slammed the door in Tencent's face. And you know what is the crazy thing about this thing too? Is that they probably said, Cold Blood, to the point that you were making before, hey, look, you guys want to make a Horizon IP? Well, if we make it, we're not just making it for PlayStation. We're not just launching on PlayStation. We're going to launch it on, we want to launch it on PC too. Are you crazy? Well, okay, fine. Just call it something else. Because gamers are stupid and they won't be the wiser. That's, man. Woo! Woo! The shit is getting crazy. All right. Did you have any final thoughts, Cold Blood? Because I gotta start talking about some bots soon. God damn.
No, I spoke my mind on it. So there's not much else to say besides that Sony lost their fucking balls.
Yeah, man, I don't feel good about that. I'm not feeling good. Yeah, like it's now like hit me. Like I remember back in 2017. Let me show you guys the video because y'all think I'm capping. I remember back in 2017. It's a horrible video. Like if you want to see, it's like the second video I've ever made, and I'm doing a whole bunch of business babble and talking about reputational risk, and it's horrible. But I got my point across in so many words that I don't trust Phil Spencer. Like, I'm a big time Xbot. I love Xbox. I hate PlayStation at the time. I just don't trust this Phil Spencer guy. I don't think, I don't like the way that he's talking. I don't like the things that he's saying, and I don't like how he's moving. And I don't think he's going to be good for the company. Like, he got a promotion, and I'm not celebrating. Let me see if I can find the video. Phil Spencer promotion. There it goes right here. I actually got a playlist of Phil Spencer legacy gaffes because I know of a lot of people here. Let me show you guys. Because a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Phil Spencer did a horrible job. And I had to collect all of my videos where he fucked up, right? Just to show people. But here it goes right here. Phil Spencer got a promotion and I'm not celebrating. And I made that video September 20th, 2017. Like I said, poor quality, not my best work. But if you're interested in seeing, vintage MM2K, go check it out. That little corny slideshow and all that other shit. I can't even listen to this. So, but the fact that the important thing about this video is not what I say in the video. The important shit about this video is that even I, at the height of my Xbotism, like I only started YouTube because I wanted to make a point. I wanted to prove that PlayStation was quote unquote overrated. That's the only reason why I came to YouTube. I started comparing. I played games like Uncharted and Horizon Forbidden West, Zero Dawn that I really didn't like. And I said, look at this gameplay. This is that. And then I did that on Twitch. And brought some of my video over here that I could transfer over and a bunch of other. That's the only reason why I came to YouTube, to be a pro Xbox PlayStation hater. And so regardless of what I'm saying on the channel or on this video, the more important thing is I was saying, even I, with those intentions, I don't trust Phil Spencer. I don't like what he's about. And what's that? 6 years later, my issues with him have come to fruition. Now, I have a better when I started this, I didn't know any execs outside of Seamus Blackley and what's this guy? Seamus Blackley, Jack Trenton, and Peter Moore, who's my favorite. I didn't know anybody else. I didn't know all these people. So after the education that I have now 6 years later, I am, along with the business sense that I have now, which has increased 6 years later. Because there's shit that I've done business-wise that I didn't even do back then. I'm warning you, Hiroki Totoki is a fucking problem. He's a Phil Spencer-esque problem. The only difference is Sony, but don't let this have you rest on your laurels. Sony's not Xbox. That's the only saving grace. Sony has a better structure in place for quality than Xbox did, because it was the leadership at the time that made Xbox what it was. It wasn't their structure. Sony has a structure. Jack Trenton talks about that around the same time. So the only saving grace is you can still get some quality stuff out of PlayStation, despite some of this shit. PlayStation has built on so much talent and created so many relationships that if you're at Sony, you're just going to stumble into great IP, or you're going to stumble into great games because of their structure. Xbox didn't have that luxury. Xbox had to go search like their life depended on it to find great IP. Where over at PlayStation, they stumble into it. because of how powerful they are, how influential they are, how much money their marketplace makes for other publishers and developers. So despite some of this dumb shit that is going to come from Totoki and Holst, you can't help but get great IP over here. That still shouldn't stop you from putting the feet under the fire, setting these motherfuckers on fire. Not literally. I don't want to come off as no Amagiazio, but figuratively. Put the pressure on these motherfuckers. It wasn't not too long ago, Cold Blood, that I can't remember what he did. I think Jim Ryan said something, I think when he said, I believe in generations, and I kind of got, kind of flipped up and misunderstood, but then he used it improperly as well. A lot of people came to Twitter and said Jim Ryan should go. You know what I'm saying? They're like, no, fuck that. Jim Ryan should go. We need that same energy. This dude, Hiroki Totoki, is a fucking problem. And again, to prove that I know what I'm talking about, it's just not me trying to come down the middle. I've been in this position before. I've been in this position where I've heavily favored a platform. And even when I heavily favored a platform, even I could look at the executive decisions happening and say, this is why I give y'all a hard time in the chat when y'all be sitting there making excuses for PlayStation, because I've never done that for Xbox. I went up against Porter Rock. I went up against King Thrash. I battled a whole bunch of PlayStation people. Ryan the Professional, when he was Ryan the Professional, I went up against a whole bunch of PlayStation people. In the height of my Xbotism, because I was a fanboy, even in my fanboy stage, I was a fanboy of the product. I wasn't a fanboy of the brand. That's the problem with too many of you motherfuckers. You are fanboys of logos and avatars. I'm a fan of the product. Continue to push the product that made me a fan. You have my accolades. Start fucking up and trying to skim and be lazy or bonehead about shit, you will get my ire. That's what true consumers and gamers should do. Even if you heavily enjoy something, become a fanboy, a fangirl of the product, not the brand. Because when you become a fanboy or a fangirl of the product, no matter of the brand, no matter what the product is, you make excuses for it. See, that's why I can't relate to y'all. Back here, when I was going against Porter Rock and King Thrash, I still called out Phil Spencer. You motherfuckers are still licking the nuts of anybody with a PlayStation chest brand on. We are not cut from the same cloth. This Light of the Mortrium game is fucking repulsive. And it's only happening because Hiroki Totoki's there. Throw away your tethered mind state to the brand. Acclimate yourself to the product. And when you see the people of the brand start fucking up the product, call them the fuck out. That's what consumers do. Stop being a flunky of the brand. And don't tell me shit, because like I said, I'm showing you on the screen. I did it at the height of my fanboyism when I only came to YouTube to be a fanboy. The only reason why I came to YouTube was to be a fanboy and shit on the PlayStation. At the height of me doing that, creating a see, you don't create a channel, buy shit so you can stream, all that shit. I just did that just to hate on PlayStation and be a fanboy of Xbox. Because I thought PlayStation was dog shit at the time, right? And they were overrated and there was media bias and all this other stuff, right? In the height of me doing that, I still called out the C-suite. So don't give us no shit about being no haters. We're not hating. We are fans and we are enthusiasts of the product. When the product goes awry because of bad decisions, we do the gamerly consumer thing and we speak up about it. That's what we do here. Our job is not to make sure that a brand wins a Twitter war. Our job here, or the responsibility we've taken, is to alert gamers where they can get high quality, AAA top-notch gaming and ensure the people that are behind it, make them aware and keep them on their toes that if you want to continue to get our money, you better stay on this path. That's the responsibility we've taken here. If the responsibility you've taken is to make sure that a brand looks better on Twitter or social media, you are mistaken if you think we're cut from the same cloth, because we're not. So that's my rant on that. Let me just go through the chat real quick. That's fucking disgusting. Anyway, so Xbox fans are saying Yoshida didn't retire from gaming and he's coming to Microsoft. Yeah, that's goofy and stupid. You know, they're desperate. We're gonna touch on that too. He says, so this is the only way Xbox is going to get us Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, or Dr. Killshot, it don't even look like they're going to get this. And that's why it leads to the theory that they said, okay, well, you can do this. I mean, you want to release it on PC day and date, you know, that'll make this can't be a Horizon game, so just give it another name. Change the aesthetic a little bit and give it another name. He said, that's some Temu-ass gameplay. I've been to the doctors today because of my mental health. Well, hopefully, Ice Queen Gaming, that, you feel they're doing the job that they need to do, and they are, and let's hope that they are. And if not, don't hesitate to say, hey, look, I got to get help elsewhere. You don't know the business, stop it. Who the hell is this? You was one of the blind, stop it. He says, at some point in time, this is bad for Sony arguments. Oh man, shut up. You're a ball sniffer. Shadows paid, ball sniffer. Let me explain something to you, ball sniffer. Knob slobber, knob slobber. Let me explain something to you. It is bad for Sony and bad for their business when they spend the money to acquire Firewalk Studios, and I don't believe in the whole $400 million thing, but when they spend the money to acquire that company, they roll out that game, they put what they put behind that game, and they lose the money. Sony's in a fight for their margins right now. They've gone from double-digit margins, meaning take-home profit, to single-digit margins. They've panicked because of that. It's the only reason why Hiroki Totoki's in charge. So because they've panicked behind that, anything that happens to offset profits, we will pay for in the long run. Concord being the abysmal failure, we're going to pay for that. Horizon, Lego being an abysmal failure, how are we going to pay for that? Because Sony is in a struggle to increase its margins so they maintain their attractiveness to investors. And you got this guy, Hiroki Totoki, that doesn't understand the culture, so he keeps greenlighting these dumb fucking ideas. And this being another one. And it ultimately damages the brand. and the quality of the product if this keeps happening. So as a consumer, ball sniffer, we don't want this to happen. We want them to be in check and realize, hey, look, this is just a tough storm that we're going to have to weather. Like, I've given 1,000 different ideas they can do. My thing is fuck PC native. Don't even rely on them, because PC, when we talk about PC gamers, that's not who they're marketing towards. They are marketing towards Steam gamers. They want Steam gamers. They think that they can raise their margins off of Steam gamers. The gamers on Steam are too fickle. They're too entitled, and they completely contradict. They're the antithesis of what your brand is about. Fuck trying to appease them. Here's what you do. Don't try to appease the top 17% of Steam gamers. Try to appease the other 80% of PC gamers who may not have the powerful rigs to play the games natively. You take your top-notch, critically acclaimed cloud service, put a cloud store behind it, and make that the PC experience. You know what? You want to, if you got a PC and you want to play PlayStation games, here, you can do it 6 months to a year later, directly from our PlayStation Cloud Marketplace. You can play in 4K 60 via the cloud on PC, and you don't have to have a powerful rig. There's more people out there that don't have powerful rigs versus those that do have powerful rigs. So you go do that, you open up your marketplace to PC people that way, and you get 100% of the profit. You ain't sharing nothing with Steam. You ain't got to deal with the wine babies that are upset about your login authentication. They don't worry about the shit with Xbox, but all of a sudden it's a problem with PlayStation. You ain't got to worry about that. And more importantly, you can't pirate off the cloud. Kill 3 birds with one fucking stone. But again, someone that's uncultured to gaming thinks that the solution to the margins is via native PC gameplay. It's stupid. So slob knobber, when you stop slurping their pubes from behind, when you're done picking out the pubes from your teeth, all this will start making sense to you. What's up, PlayStation Suite? What's going on, my friend? Good to see you as always. Thank you for joining us.
One of the brothers.
One of the brothers. Absolutely. Heath Stevens in the house. He says MM2K doesn't have control of PlayStation on his own. Oh, you're talking about Hiroki Totoki? Bruh, he's the head of SIE. So all he got to do is sign that paper, bruh. He got it. Now he can be questioned by the board, and the board has to rate the decisions that he has. But yeah, Hiroki Totoki is the one that lights this stuff. These are Hiroki Totoki decisions. Y'all are reminding me of the same unaware mind state that I had to deal with the bots. When at the height of me being an expert myself, I tried to tell them, this dude, Phil Spencer, is a problem. This is how the business side works. No, he won't do this, he won't do that. What are you talking about? Phil's a nice guy. Stop. Drop. Shut it down. So yeah, this dude is a problem. Oh, Slate. Sachi and Nadella, good to see you, my friend. This dude, ball sniffer. All you're doing, he says the financials always say different. No, they don't, ball sniffer. You're a dumb fuck. And I'm here, dumb fucks make me itch. The financials don't say different, you dumb motherfucker, because they're in single-digit margins. And it wasn't until single digit margins did they do shit, and then the blowback from the yen did they do shit like raise the price of the consoles in certain regions, raise the price of the controller worldwide, and start rolling out this new initiative where they're talking about, oh, we got 3 tiers of games. We got our first party, experimental, and all that. They didn't start doing this shit until the margins became a problem, and the investors that they borrowed money from to do the games as a service said, where's our kickback at? You're a dumb motherfucker. And this time around, I'm not going to reason with the dumb motherfuckers. Off that simple comment itself proves why you should be ignored for the rest of the show. Enlighten and educate yourself, you dumb motherfucker. The financials don't say that. I'm not saying that Sony is closing down tomorrow. Fuck no. That's rhetoric for Xbox. I am saying they're looking at their attractiveness to the market. And they're like, we need to do something about this. Our margins have been slashed in half. They've had investors say, you know what? We let y'all borrow a bunch of money for this games as a service shit, and now y'all canceled half of those games. Like, where's our money back? And Hiroki Totoki and company came out and said, well, this is our new plan. This is how we're going to give you back your return. The yen is down. This is stuff that's out of their control for the most part. But they're doing bad. They're pouring grease on a fire.
Moss, I have to stop you here. Please change the subject now.
No. I'm done with it. Yeah.
We're gonna have the full circle of retardness up in here.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. But unlike before, we're not entertaining the dumb motherfuckers. No, they. All right, here we go. We don't here. You're done. We're not going to do this. It is common knowledge that PlayStation had double-digit margins. We're not going to play this dumb shit. I hate idiocy, and especially when we're seeing something bad like this. All you got to do is Google it and see what were PlayStation's profit margins just 5 years ago. PlayStation, it's common knowledge on Google. PlayStation's profit margins were like 12, 13%. They've dipped to 6%. All right, we got to start talking about some bots. We bring out the, when we talk about PlayStation, we bring out the worst in these idiots. All right, so speaking of these bots, well, let me talk about my Stalker 2 experience first, and then we're gonna get into this. Oh shit! Xbox controller tried to attack me. Where's my stand at? Okay, here we go. Now, I played Stalker 2 a little bit during my lunch, right? And because I see a lot of people going out here and they're saying shit about Stalker 2 and they're like, oh man, this is the greatest game ever. I love this game. Awesome. And I'm like, let me be the judge of that. And see, we're not one of those people, or we're not one of those groups that armchair quarterback. We don't sit there and say, oh, a game is trash on Xbox, and we don't at least give it a shot. We talked our shit about Hellblade. My bro played Hellblade and beat it, in like 15 minutes and shit like that. Hellblade, however long it took him to beat it. We put our money where our mouth is. So I wasn't able to play Stalker 2 because I was going to play it via GeForce Now, but I played with controller, and they didn't have the controller support. So they finally somewhat fixed the controller support, and I really mean somewhat. I I really mean somewhat, fix the controller support. Because I tried to go and use it, and then the menus flicker and shit like that. Like, it's fucking horrible, right? Then as I'm playing the game, I'm getting stutters, frames, jitters, all this other stuff. You guys will see the video. It'll be here. It'll be my first look at Stalker 2. And I'm still playing the game. And I'm like, yeah, I like the atmospherics. I love that the visuals is cool and all the other stuff. There's a lot. You could tell there's definitely something there that's charming and could be a great experience. But the bugs and the problems with the game are too immersion breaking. And my suggestion is just wait. Like me particularly, I might give it another try again in a few weeks or something like that, just to see. And if there's not significant improvements in a few weeks, because I think this thing was released like several months too early. I don't expect this thing to be fixed until later. And, you know, rumors have it that a PlayStation port will be coming in several months or whatever. I'll get it on. I'll play it on PlayStation or play it on GeForce Now when they ultimately get everything patched up, right? So that's my suggestion. I think there is a good game there, but to not throw, because you know how you play something at the beginning when it comes out, and then people may fix it later, but it just left the sour taste in your mouth. And I hate to see that for this game. You can definitely tell there's something there. It's just too, it's too bug ridden, even on GeForce Now. It's too bug ridden, and it broke my immersion. Cold Blood, what was your experience, or have you played Stalker 2 recently? And whether you have or not, what's been your experience with the game?
Actually, I have to apologize about Stalker 2, but because I did not realize NVIDIA doesn't give you automatic updates anymore for the drivers.
Oh, yeah, you need that app.
Because they changed it to the NVIDIA app, and I didn't know it doesn't automatically update that shit.
Yep.
So the shit you saw was without any driver update. I mean, it ran, but besides when you looked at the NPCs, and as you know probably, that issue is there not because of the drivers.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because the CPU just can't handle it, bro. For some reason. No, but I have to apologize. It was not at its 100% when I was playing it.
Oh, okay.
But my opinion still stands. It's a fucking great game that got released way too soon. The developers got fucked over by Xbox probably. They said, release that shit. We need something for Game Pass. Fuck you. You can fix it later. They literally have features of the game not implemented yet. Mm-hmm. So you know it's a fucking beta at best. What you're playing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
A beta that is beatable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, just like Moss, I say wait a few weeks at least, or maybe a few months until they really fix that game.
Yeah. I'm only going to take 20 seconds to do this, but I want you guys to understand that what I did with that jackass, I normally don't do. I just don't want us to be lied to. Now is the time for us to take a stand and do what we're supposed to do as consumers. I don't know who this is. I don't know whose cousins or nephew fanboy, Amagi Ozio, this might be his mailman or some shit. But this is why I got rid of him. Not only when he said about the margins, but he said he is the, talking about Hiroki Totoki, he is the CFO of Sony, not the head of SIE. He's both. This is a presser from Sony themselves. Hiroki Totsuki, who has been serving as interim CEO of SIE, will serve as chairman of SIE. So he is the head of SIE. He's just he is the head honcho of SIE. They changed the structure. So you understand what you're dealing with.
Bro, did you just call him Hiroki Totsuki?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Hiroki the turkey. Hiroki the turkey is now the chairman of SIE. He's serving both roles. Be wareful. Now, you said be wareful of someone giving gifts. I don't know. This floozy ass wannabe Shakespearean dumb fuck. That's why he got deleted. Be wary of someone that doesn't know what the fuck that they're talking about, who can easily be proven wrong on something that's visible right there on Google. How stupid can you be to try to defend and jerk off from behind a company when the facts are right there? So I just wanted to put that out there. I want to let y'all know, I normally let y'all do y'all shit, but when you blatantly say, now this is the most egregious we've seen in the chat, so it had to go. Now's not the time. We can have different opinions. You can even get shit wrong.
Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I don't understand is, why are you so in denial every time something bad happens to PlayStation?
I don't know.
Like when I saw all this experimental and all that bullshit, I immediately said, "That is fucking Herman Holtz." Y'all can believe that shit. And everybody was like, "Nah, you can't say anything bad about Herman Holtz. He's such a great guy." What did he do to have so much love for him? What did he do to you that you have so much love for him? To me, he did nothing yet.
This is his concubines.
No, bro. To me, he did nothing yet. he was there when all these fucking games were already greenlit by someone else.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Let's be real here.
Mm-hmm.
The only game he greenlit is Lego Horizon, Concord, and I guess Wolverine later on, but we don't know about Wolverine yet. He literally had a fucking info leak from Insomniac under his watch. So Herman had nothing really positive for PlayStation. Everything came before him. Now's the time when he is in charge and it all goes down to fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, "Oh, what is going on here? We don't understand." Oh, yeah, because we were in denial that Herman might not be ready yet for being a fucking CEO. Because he had nothing done in those years. Like, I don't see anything. Can you tell me what he done, Moss?
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Like he's greenlit something with Kojima. I don't know, but he hasn't done enough for you guys to. Yeah, remember the espionage game that they're going to be working. He's working on a PlayStation. They talked about it at one of the State of Plays.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
do I have it in my hands right now? No.
That's what I said. He hasn't done anything yet. Nobody has done anything ever in the history of anywhere to not be criticized. I get what you're saying. Like, why you guys have this? Why do you guys feel like you got to defend this? Because they don't care about the product. I'm telling you, a lot of these dudes just care. They only come here to not talk about and try to help curate good games and be a voice for good experiences. They come here to just brown nose and slob the knob, slurp and burp Sony or slurp and burp Xbox. That's what a lot of these dudes come here for. And I'm not having it. I am not having it. Now you can be factually wrong about stuff. We've gone back and forth. We've gone in different opinions. We've gone back and forth with Corey Massey, but that dude was just, no, you're not welcome here. Because you're saying blatant lies, talking about the profit margins. And it's all recognizable. And TruckNet, you were saying he's not the head of, no, we got to stop that. You guys got to be aware of what's going on. All right. So with that said, let's talk about some bots, man. Let's palate cleanse and talk about some bots. God damn. So, hold on. Is this my original tweet? No, I gotta find my original tweet. Hold on.
So, patch me up. What's going on?
Oh, well, our good friend Jamie Zacht pulled up another video. This is from the guy. It's coming. I knew it. It's coming. It's from this dude, right? Where he talks about he talks about the Nakawada,
From Software,
the From Software's parent company that could potentially be bought by Sony. He talks about that, and he talks about where there might Katakawa. He talks about where there might be a better place for them to be bought by instead of Sony. I bet you can't guess it.
I know where this is going.
Listen to this, please. And we're going to talk about it in the back end. Here we go.
And because From Software, Katakawa is now desperate to make this deal go through, Sony has the leverage to be able to dictate some unfavorable terms. You know what? Business is business, and that's just how it goes. But if it falls through, it'll be interesting to see if they're willing to go to the lesser of two evils, and if they're willing to change their stance and actually look away from Japan and actually look to the West to see if there's, if they can come to a deal with Microsoft, where Microsoft will potentially buy them and leave them divested to do their own thing and have their games on Game Pass. And because.
So there you have it. The answer is for Katakawa not to be purchased by Sony, but to go to the lesser of two evils, he said, and be bought by the West, or particularly Microsoft, and hopefully come to Game Pass. I said, when I saw this, I said, and I meant this has to be the craziest clip from the homie Jamie Zacht to date. We'll be talking about this on Enroll Podcast later today.
Bro, that's the broomstick by far.
Oh my God, yes. Shout out to Dr. Spaceman. Dr. Spaceman said, some don't realize that a lot of people actually don't like Microsoft, especially in Japan. These bots can't understand this, right? And I even followed up and even added even more. I said, bro, because I'm sure a lot of people don't realize this, because I do research. A lot of you guys just hear stuff off of different podcasts. I do research and find out things that are not talked about in your favorite podcast. And I said, bro, Japanese developers shifted to mobile during the latter part of the PlayStation 3 era. Why? Because they'd rather do that than help the West dominate. Sean Layton had to convince them to come back after the PlayStation 4 launched. This mofo thinks after Tango works, a West buyout should be entertained? Now, the interview I'm talking about, y'all, is, you may have not heard this. A lot of people didn't talk about it because it wasn't like part of any red meat. But I can't remember where I saw this. But Sean Layton was talking to somebody, and he was talking about how the revitalization of PlayStation, and particularly with their exclusives. And this was after Zero Dawn came out, after Uncharted 4 came out, and they just started seeing even a bigger boom, right? So they sat down with Sean Layton to talk about that. And Sean was explaining what was going on with PlayStation. He said, yeah, we had a rocky situation with the PlayStation 3. And he said during the latter part of the PlayStation 3, as the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 generation was starting, he said, we were trying to tell Japanese developers, look, we think we have a winning formula. We're going to come back. And he said the Japanese developers didn't trust us at first. He said, understandably so. And he said they were not willing to work with the West. So they just started making a shit ton of mobile games. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like, there was a time the Japanese developers were not fucking making games. They were making mobile games. They was like, we're not going to be making games for the Xbox One. There's no way we're partnering with Microsoft. So they started making mobile games. It wasn't until PlayStation really started to separate themselves from Xbox that Sean Layton then go back to Japan and say, okay, we know that you guys were leery because we lost our dominance, but we're back. We would like y'all to start making some AAA games again for our console. And he was talking about how Neo was like one of the, you know what I'm saying, one of the first ones that the Asian developers started making again. And then the rest is history. That's how bad Asian and particularly Japanese developers, that's how much they don't fuck with Microsoft. They don't fuck with Microsoft that much that they'd rather make mobile games. They'd rather make mobile games than make games for a dominant Western console. Like, you guys don't understand how much Microsoft as a company is hated out in the East. Like, everything's Apple out there. There's no fucking Windows out there. There's no fucking Windows out there. It's Apple. Microsoft is fucking hated. That's why when Phil Spencer was talking all that dumb shit, yeah, man, xCloud, yeah, we're gonna dominate Asia. No, fuck you are. They don't want nothing to do with Microsoft out there. Nothing. And even though PlayStation and Chinese development had somewhat of a contentious relationship, they're starting to mend that tension when it comes to business. Shout out to King Thrash. He talks about that in his documentary. I definitely checked that out. Talks about East versus West. That tension has died down a lot significantly because they look at it as, look, we got to look out for ourselves over here. Fuck them out west. And especially now, see, like, Seamus Blackley, Peter Moore, they weren't fully trusted. They were liked, but they weren't fully trusted. Like Peter Moore, they had to go move to Japan and shit like that just to get, the trust of the job. They had to live out in Japan for a couple of years just to seal deals. Just to get, and live out in Asia just to get games like 99 Nights. They had to be significantly closer to the Asian developers and be willing to live amongst them in order to gain more trust. And they still didn't get a whole slew, like the majority, even for the PlayStation 3 era, the majority of the Japanese developed games were on PlayStation. It's just you saw more of them not just be exclusive to PlayStation, you saw more of them become multi-plat, and very few of them were exclusive. It took a lot of hard work to do that. Phil's not doing any of that work that they used to do back in the 360 era. Now they're smoozing over Sega and cutting them some large checks, but outside of Sega, nobody's fucking with Xbox. Nobody. There is no way on this planet that Katakawa's like, yeah, the answer is Xbox. There's no fucking way, bro. Cold Blood, what you think about that, man? Am I wrong here? I knew it was coming. I don't even know his name. Is he right? That Katakawa's coming to Microsoft to put Souls games day one in Game Pass?
Sure. Why not? I mean, that's the lesser of the two, right?
Yeah.
I mean, lesser evil.
Yeah, the lesser evil.
Layoffs, more layoffs. Fuck your mama and more layoffs. or have a company that gives a shit about games, gives you the budget for these games, and is gonna give you probably a better service in Crunchyroll now. Because all that shit is gonna be theirs.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the lesser evil of the two now? If you look at it in that way, right? Like, does he even understand what he wants from Microsoft? He wants Microsoft to become a fucking animation studio.
Yeah.
Which they're not gonna do. They are so creatively bankrupt. Yeah. Bro, they can make fucking games. You think they can make anime? All of a sudden, nah, fuck that. Nobody thinks about that, huh?
Yeah.
That part of it, they don't even need to buy, right? They only need to buy from them. You dumb motherfucker! Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. This dude, he's a special case, man. Real special fucking case. Coming! I knew it. Yeah, Pure Coat. He says, be right back, my brother's wife. Yeah. Hey, do what you got to do, brother. Sony and the Chinese companies alliance will be huge. Absolutely. Look what it did for the PlayStation console with fucking Wukong, man. Yeah. Yeah, can you imagine? I don't even want to touch that subject. Can you imagine a Microsoft or Phil Spencer led anime? Can you imagine that shit? I don't even want to touch that shit, bro. I don't even want to talk about that, man. But we might get the channel banned, bro. That might be a special members conversation. Can you guys imagine a fucking Phil Spencer led anime? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all smoking. You're smoking.
Bro, the first thing they're gonna make is She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk anime. Bruh. You talk about the fan service? Yeah, right. Bruh. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, right. I don't even want to go there, man. Y'all motherfuckers is stupid. Pinocchio, y'all stop. All right, we'll leave that one low for y'all get this. We'll talk about that. That's going to be a funny conversation for the members. See, that's why you need to become a member. If you're not a member, become a member. We'll talk about that in our next live member stream, man. Oh, that's funny.
We should have a show, something where we talk about what ifs.
Yeah.
Like what if Microsoft bought Sony tomorrow?
Oh my God.
What would happen? Shit like that.
Oh my God. That would be horrible. Yeah, why would you want? I don't know, man. Whatever. Okay. What else did we have here? Okay, I talked about Stalker and I talked about that. I think. Okay, yeah. All right, let's get into the show. We didn't even get into the show yet. See? All right. Number one, let's talk about the Xbox news, man. Your homegirl. Oh, no. One more thing I did want to talk about before we got into the show is this. Oh shit. Sorry about that. This came from J-Dub, but PlayStation 5 sales still trending 8% of PlayStation 4 in the USA. I wanted to bring this up, Cold Blood, because we often hear that, oh, everybody's making everything about console sales. It's console sales, console sales. Like, console sales don't matter, right? I don't think people understand how important console sales are. It's not like you buy the console and the console sits somewhere and then there are no other purchases tethered to the console. Like, you buy a console and then you buy games for the console, right? Because people play games. And I think that a lot of the Xbox gamers don't understand that logic because they don't play games. Like, they bought their Xbox and it like just sits until they randomly just flip through shit in Game Pass for like 3 minutes and then they go about their business. They don't game. And they don't, or even if they do game, they only do it through Game Pass, so they don't understand the thought process of people buying games on the console. Thus, that makes money for Sony. So it's not just about the console sell within itself isn't what makes Sony successful. It's the console sale that if someone is going to pay that much amount of money to access your marketplace, that means that there's a lot of money behind that purchase that is going to follow. And the fact that people don't feel like buying money to enter Xbox's marketplace is worth it says a lot. Right? It says a lot. Again, people are spending $400, $500, hell, $700 to access the PlayStation marketplace. You hardly, in comparison to how many people are buying just PlayStation 5 consoles, you barely have half as many over 2 generations that are willing to just pay $20 a month to somewhat access the Microsoft marketplace. And they definitely ain't spending hundreds of dollars, not even $300 in large enough volumes to access it through console. That's what Xbox gamers don't understand. So yeah, PlayStation 5 selling a whole bunch of consoles means something because there's a lot of money behind the console purchase. And I'll say this one last thing to those of you that don't understand logic. Is you guys want to focus on focus on engagement in players, which I think is so fucking idiotic. It's okay to look at engagement when it comes to the health of a games as a service title. But when you're looking at engagement over the success of a product or brand, when said product or brand gives you day one access to a subscription service, that's kind of idiotic. Here's why. If I buy a PlayStation and then I buy an Xbox, say for instance, I buy a PlayStation and I interact with 5 games on PlayStation. Okay. That means 5 times in order for me to interact with the game on PlayStation, I had to do what? I had to buy it. So that's 5 purchases. So let's just say the games were $70 a piece.
No, Boss.
Mm-hmm.
Soon it's not going to be buy. Soon it's going to be pirated.
Oh, you talking about on PC? Yeah. I mean, but yeah, if they keep
Bro, we are already very close to day and day. So
yeah.
You think that's not going to happen next generation?
Yeah, and that's why I tell people they better. This is your boy Totoki pushing that narrative. You guys better stand up and not stand down. Yeah, but I'm talking like purely console and these fanboys that want to say console sales don't matter. If I have a PlayStation console and I want to interact with 5 games, I have to make 5 separate purchases. That's $350, right? If I want to interact with 5 games that are on Game Pass, how much do I pay? Like in a single, again, we're talking if I want to interact with 5 games within a single month, I got to pay $350 on PlayStation. If I want to interact with 5 games in the Game Pass, how much do I pay? Does anybody know the answer to that? If I got to pay $350 to interact with 5 games on PlayStation, how much do I pay to interact with 5 games in a single month on Game Pass?
For free.
a Pop-Tart and $1, right? No, it went from a Pop-Tart to $1 to $20.
No, 14-day trial, right? Or no, they got rid of it conveniently before Call of Duty.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Because they are tired of losing money.
But you see what I'm saying? Yeah. But engagements, to your point, Cold Blood, if engagements are so more important than purchases, then why would they get rid of the trial? Because don't you just want engagements, right? And this is why console sales are important, because console sales have an attachment rate to them as far as how many games people are purchasing. And I'm telling you, there are more people purchasing games over on the PlayStation side than the Xbox side. Why? Because y'all have Game Pass. For your own Call of Duty game. I get that it's day and date in Game Pass, but you're not getting anything extra in Game Pass. They're not giving you extra points. And if you play it for the entire year in Game Pass, which a lot of you aren't, you're just finessing it. If you play the entire year in Game Pass, you're actually paying $240, which you're not going to do. So why would you do it? Versus you having the game on PlayStation and people buy it outright. So engagements mean nothing. I'd rather have 10 million sales in a singular month. I'd rather have 10 million sales than 30 million engagements. You want to know why? Because those 10 million sales are guaranteed new activity. Whether you already have a PlayStation or not, whether you already have a PlayStation Plus account or not, you have to make a new financial transaction in order to interact with my game. If I'm on a subscription service, I just paid my $20 the one time and I don't have to make a new financial transaction. So I'm paying $350 over here, where over there they're only getting $20. That's why consoles, and then here's the crazy thing about it. When it comes to these new player numbers, when it comes to these total player numbers, how many of them are new? You have you only 82% was on PlayStation, and God knows how many were on Xbox, right? And Phil Spencer talking about he said someone with Rolling Stone the most players was on Xbox. How many of those players that are on Xbox are new Game Pass subscribers? How many of them are new? Are most of them old Game Pass subscribers? Because if most of them are old, then you didn't make any additional money. You threw away a whole bunch of money. versus over on PlayStation, where if you want to interact with the game, it equates to a new transaction, a financial transaction. That's why sales are more important than player numbers. I don't get where you guys can't do simple math anymore, where you guys don't understand the logic. But this is why, and it all boils down to one thing, which I don't understand why these Xbox keep saying, oh, PlayStation's in trouble. They're making more money than you. You bought the #1 publisher in the world, and they're still making more money than you. How are they in trouble? Now, we just had to show and talk about how their profit margins have gone into single digits, but they're still a way more attractive gaming business than Xbox. Xbox has always been single digits. Always. How do we know? Phil testified to it. Said in the FTC trial. PlayStation's just in a temporary spot because of the yen and the cost of manufacturing and other temporary factors. Xbox is always in single digits. Why? Because they don't make money when they sell their console. Their consoles are always in the red. There was only one time, I think, one version of the 360 where they sold that at a profit. You give PlayStation a year or two, they're already in the black with their consoles. They're in the profit. And I think they were making profit off of it faster this generation than the other generation. So yes, them tracking 8% ahead means a lot. They make money off their consoles, where Xbox doesn't. Number two, when people buy a console, that means a shit ton of money is coming their way, because there is no $20 that you pay to engage with all of our premier titles. You have to pay individually for our titles. So their 15 million players doesn't mean shit. I'd rather have 5 million in sales than 15 million players. Why? Because every single sale is a new financial transaction, where every single engagement I do on Game Pass is only behind one subscription payment. It's simple fucking math, folks. But I thought this was an interesting chart that shows that PlayStation 5 is ahead of PlayStation 4, and that means a lot. It just doesn't mean that people don't just buy the console and then throw it in the tub and go about their business. If they spent the money on the console and felt like it was that much of a value, they're buying games behind it too. You guys can't relate because under Phil Spencer, y'all don't buy games. And they don't cherish consoles because they don't make money on consoles. So y'all have fed into the bullshit rhetoric, oh, console sales don't matter. It's the dumbest thing I've heard. All right. Now, we can talk about Sarah Bond. And this tweet from Sarah, which I find very interesting, and I really want to get Cold Blood's thoughts on this. At Xbox, she says, we want to offer players more choice on where they play, including being able to play and buy games directly from the Xbox app. I recently shared our ambition to unlock these features first with the Google Play Store on Android devices in the US, while other app stores adapt to meet customer demand. Due to a temporary administrative stay recently granted by the courts, we are currently unable to launch these features as planned. Our team has the functionality built and ready to go live as soon as the court makes a final decision. We are eager to launch and give more choice and flexibility to gamers. So, I'm guessing what Sarah Bond was trying to do here was trying to whip up support for this new feature in their app store, like how they drummed up support for all you goofballs to go and run to the FTC and say Lena Khan needs to be boiled alive, and go right CMA and shit. You know what I mean? And she didn't get that groundswell. Why? Because some of you Xbox glazers realize that everything that's good for Xbox is not good for you as the consumer. Here's my question for Cold Blood. What difference do you think this is going to make? This ability to buy games through an app so you can play it on the cloud. Do you think this is going to be of any, this is going to be a big deal for Xbox to make it, you know, to make it Xbox even more alluring that you can make your purchase in the app? What are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on this interaction being currently blocked by the courts?
I was actually about to ask you what the fuck they want to achieve with that. Like being able to buy games on mobile.
Well, no,
that ain't the I don't believe you for a second. That's the fucking reason you want to make this app. It's more likely you just want to have an app store where you can start getting your 30% for mobile games. And unload that motherfucker onto console gamers.
Yep.
Because console gamers right now don't have a real choice but to go to a fucking phone or something else to get those mobile games and play them and pay for them with microtransactions and shit, right? They just want a gateway to more money, probably.
Yeah.
Through just microtransactions in mobile games. That's what I think, but I actually wanted to ask you what the fuck they want to achieve with that.
I mean, I think that's the long-term goal. I think right now what she's speaking to is, which again, you can't trust Microsoft at all. We've learned that. What she's speaking to is, like, say if I play on the cloud, and say if I'm on my Fire TV or something like that, and I want to buy, they got a game that now I can buy a la carte because they allowed that functionality. Right now, I have to go to the Windows Store online in order to buy it. I can't just buy it directly from whatever app I'm playing in, because if I do that, I have to give 30% to Google because the app came from the Android store, which to me, that's a whole different kit and caboodle too. Like I was never for allowing these other stores to come into a store, use their security, use their advertising, and not pay them anything. To me, that's crazy. That's like if Cold Blood opened a mall, right? And I just walk in the mall and I set up shop, and Cold Blood's like, "Hold on, who the fuck are you and what are you doing?" And what and I start plugging up. Like, say for instance, I don't know, I'm selling TVs, and I just randomly just walk in the store. You know, I'm talking to his security people. I got his security people for the mall sitting there in front of my store watching my merchandise. I'm plugging my TVs into his electricity, and I don't pay him anything. Cold Blood's like, hold on, what the fuck are you? No, get the fuck out of here. You're like, we didn't go through a license or a leasing or anything. Get the fuck out of my mall. And I'm like, and then, you know, I call the courts, and the courts say, no, you gotta let this dude stay in here because it's fair enterprise. Cold Blood is like, hold on, I built this shit. He can build something next to me and sell his shit, but why does he get to come in my fucking mall, utilize my security, utilize my electricity, sell shit, and not pay me anything off of what I built? And that's the same thing that's happening here. Nobody said that Microsoft can't, you know, sell shit in a store. They're just saying, because a lot of people come through the Play Store, we should be able to set up camp here and not pay. And to me, that's absurd. Now, if you want to dispute the price, you want to dispute the 30%, go ahead and dispute it, but the 30% is common when you sell shit in the marketplace. But if you think you can argue a scenario where it should be maybe 15, 20%, okay, but to go and set up shop off the security and stuff that other people made and the advertisement other people made, I think that's ludicrous. And someone like Microsoft, who has the power to build their own and advertise it and generate traffic, that's absurd to think that someone who has windows across millions of homes can't sit there and put up a ticker. Oh yeah, if your game on the go, download our Android app, scan this QR code. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's Microsoft or Xbox trying to play like they're some indie developer and shit. Like they're Hello Games or some shit. And they're a victim. And I just don't think that the initiative is going to do anything anyway. No, but unless this thing that Tom Warren and Paris Lilly is hitting at, unless that thing is you guys upgrading your cloud server business, it don't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Again, the problem is not access. The problem is quality. You just gotta learn the hard way. But I just thought it was interesting that Microsoft, is trying to rally the troops again, and people are just sitting on their hands, are like, oh, whatever. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Colt Eastwood. What did he say? He said regulation should be championing more consumer choice, flexibility. Nobody's saying that there's not consumer choice. What we're saying, or what Google and even Apple is saying, well, Apple is a little bit more nefarious. Google is a lot more open. What they're saying is, no, not in our store, not in our mall. Set up your own fucking mall. Don't use our security, our advertising, and not pay us a fucking thing. We're not saying you can't set up on it. You can't set up a store on Android. That's not what Google's saying. Now the Apple thing is a little bit, they're a little bit more restrictive. But you can't tell me that the motherfucking owner of Windows, and let's be clear here, Microsoft is not big outside of the continental United States. Like outside of there, nobody gives a fuck about Xbox. You got some weirdos in some other countries that cap for, well, and then clap their booty cheeks too for Microsoft in these other countries, and they're like the only Xbox gamer there in the tri-country area or whatever, right? Like the only Xbox gamer in Portugal and shit. He dyed his skin green and shit and acts like is the Xbox super fan. You got some of those weirdos, but outside of the continental United States, nobody gives a fuck about Xbox, let alone Microsoft. So this is mainly for people in the US. You're trying to tell me that off the strength of their own security, their own shit, that Microsoft can't sit there and send like tickers because they send advertisements and other dumb shit. Hey, we noticed that you game on the go. You have the Xbox app. Scan this QR code and download it here. Come on, get the fuck out of here. All you Xbox lasers, y'all would jump on that shit. Y'all would jump all over that shit. They don't need to use Google's infrastructure for free. That's not choice. That's entitlement. Like me walking in a cold blood and building, and I just start plugging up my TV. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? No, the courts have said Like, what do you, huh? A judge signed off? Yeah, the courts have said I'm allowed to do this because I need to compete. I need to compete at a high level. Nobody said that the choice isn't there. Google never said you can't have your own store. You're just not going to have a store within our store and not pay us anything while benefiting from our security and all the shit that we built. That's all they're saying. And I totally agree with it. What did Geek say? He said, why are you going hard on Xbox today? Hey, Geek, you missed it earlier, bro. You was outside doing your big perm thing. But I love these moments. I love when people say, oh man, you're just hating on PlayStation. You're a hater. You're in cold blood. Y'all just hate. And then in the blink of an eye, someone will say, why are you hating on Xbox so much? What did Xbox do to you? Talking about everybody. They say, geek, it's like camels. Anybody can get it. Trust me, what I'm saying about Xbox right now is nothing compared to what I was just saying about PlayStation. But you're going to have to rewind. I'm not going to touch that again. But that's the problem, man. That is definitely the problem. And I don't care. Like fix your quality first, man. Fix your flipping quality. Nobody cares about how they can. Like, if somebody can just go to the Windows Store on the web browser and buy the game there, who cares? I get that it's easier if they can do it within the app, but build your app outside of the fucking store. Here's what I would do if I was Xbox. Are you trying to tell me that Xbox is not technically inclined enough to do this? Why don't they have two versions of the app? Have Xbox app Legacy, Xbox app Plus. And the Plus version of the app is the one that's outside of the store. And let it be outside of the store. And people got to scan a QR code and download the app and let the app do what you want it to do. It just can't be within the Xbox store. I mean, it can't be within the Google Play Store. Right? If I'm understanding this right, if I'm wrong and they can't have a store at all, then that's different. But I don't think that's what the Google argument is. I think that's more of an Apple thing. Apple doesn't want you to have a store at all. They don't want you to have anything on their device unless it comes through the iOS store. Now that's different. I get that one. But Android is a lot more open. I don't think they give a fuck, because a lot of people have stores on there. They just don't get to benefit from the Google apps, the Google Play Store. But Microsoft makes it, I think Microsoft is under the belief system that someone will see the Xbox app in the Google Play Store and say, oh my heavens, I can play Xbox games now. Holy fuck. Let me sign up for $20 a month and pay an additional $70 for these Xbox games that run at 35p, 2 frames per second. Average Metacritic of 4. Oh my, this is the crazy part about it, is that they think that people want to run, people that are on the mobile app looking for mobile games now want to make that transition and play Xbox games that are of the mobile demographic. They don't understand. Like, my wife plays a lot of puzzle games. She's not looking to play Halo. Okay? That's not fucking out. She's not looking to play Halo on her phone. All right? Secondly, when it comes to the mobile part, if you guys got a shit ton of mobile games, then open up your own fucking store. I don't get how you want to be able to distribute mobile games through Google's infrastructure in the store that they've built off of, and you don't pay them anything. I don't understand. I don't understand how a court did that or how a court allowed that. And there should be a stay on that, and hopefully they reverse their decision that I think is dog shit. I could understand if Google was like, no store. That's not what they're saying. Parker says Apple and Android have a duopoly on mobile. They have to go through them. No, the duopoly that you're talking about, TruckNet, is they're more popular. I don't think they have to go through Google in order to open a store. Like, for instance, the Epic or was it a Fortnite? Fortnite was able to have their own app outside of the Android store. Remember that? They didn't have to go through Google to open their own store, but they couldn't put their store in the Android in the Google app, the Google Play Store. You don't remember that, TruckNet? Please tell me you remember that. That was a big deal. So no, I don't think you got to go through Google in order to just have a store. These people are arguing that, one, they don't want to have to pay Google anything, or the Google price is too high, and B, they should be able to put their store within their store. And Google's saying no. That's like telling McDonald's you gotta allow Burger King within every McDonald's. Why would I do that? Well, it's because it's competition. No, fucking tell Burger King to just open up and just do what we did. Lease a loft, open up a fucking store. Well, you guys have more McDonald's. Okay, because we ran a successful business plan. We're not shutting down Burger King. They can open up a store too. They just got to make the product and do the grind to compete. What is the problem? We're not telling developers or people in the area that they can't open up a store. We're just better at it. Why the fuck do they get to piggyback off of our customers in our store? To me, that's asinine to me. It was an asinine argument. Now, again, if McDonald's was out there notoriously, no, don't let them open up a store right there. That's different. But in the case of Google, it's not happening. Google said, open up a store. We don't care. You're just not opening up a store in our store. They sent people to their online store to make purchases, and Apple and Google blocked them. I haven't seen anything about Google blocking them at all. I've seen Apple doing that. Google doesn't block you. Apple was being finicky at first, and then Apple opened up the online access. Yeah, I TruckNet. I don't think you have that right. Like, yeah, Apple was blocking people from going to the store online, and they stopped that. Google never did that. Yeah, I don't think you have that right, my friend. I would relook that back up. I did a whole video on it. Matter of fact, let me show you. Let me show you. Hold on. Let's see here. Hold on. Now let me go to MM2K Gaming. There I go. What's that motherfucker's name, man? I can't stand him. What's the guy that owns Epic? Tim Sweeney. Because while this shit was still fresh, I was going back and forth with Tim Sweeney like crazy. So I remember this. Here we go. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, TruckNet, I think you got that wrong, my friend. I covered this 4 years ago. Because Tim Sweeney pretends like, yeah, I'll talk to everybody. And then every time I would come and ask him questions, he would never answer it on Twitter. because he knew I saw right through him. Tim Sweeney he's a swindler. He's full of shit. He's the one that started all this stuff. And I don't know whose pockets he got greased or whose, right side of the bed he's laying on, but he's been able to convince them of this lunacy. Now, again, on the side of Apple, I get it. Because Apple restricts any stores, period. And what you're talking about, TruckNet, is Apple was doing that on Safari. They won't even let you go to the store. And there had to go be an injunction for them to stop bullshitting around. Google wasn't doing that. Here goes the video where I covered it. 4 years ago, Tim Sweeney busted deceiving gamers yet again. There goes the title, 423 views 4 years ago. Check that out. I think your information might be wrong on that one. But again, if there's been some late, because I will be honest, if there might be a development or few that I'm not aware of within the last year, because within the last year I haven't covered this. Like once Tim Sweeney got his way, I kind of like, oh, I can't believe these courts are this stupid. Because the logic doesn't make sense to me. If Cold Blood opens up a store and I'm a competing store, I get to argue duopoly, meaning I'm entitled to be able to do as well as him. Even though he's did all the planning, the research, he's not blocking me. He's not telling other lease owners, don't give this guy a lease. I'm just more popular, so now I got to squeeze in and be more. Instead of me going through the normal rigors of being a competitor versus a highly successful business, instead of me going through those rigors, you're now telling me that Cold Blood has to now sanction off a piece of his store for me, his competitor, so I can compete. Meanwhile, I got more money in the bank than he does. But I'm entitled. You see what is me and you, and this is where I say y'all fight for these multi-trillion-dollar companies and you don't even know what you're fighting for. They would never let that happen. Cold Blood couldn't open a steakhouse. I have a competing steakhouse and say I should have space in Cold Blood Steakhouse. They would never allow that for the common folk. They would never allow that for us. But the richest fucking company in the world, oh yeah, you have a lot more money than them or significantly more money than them, but you deserve to have more. They were successful at something, they got to open that up to you. Now I get the debates about the online browsers and shit on devices. I kind of get that one. But this right here is lunacy. It's lunacy. They would never allow. I could not go to Muhammad Riot and say, Muhammad, you get 3 million consumers a month. That's awesome. I want to compete with you. So clear out some of those chairs so I can bring in my sign, because I'm going to sell my version of whatever you're selling inside your store. And then I have more fucking money. I could never take Muhammad to court for that. I could never argue anti-competitive on those grounds. There are true anti-competitive shit happening out there, but I could never argue that on those grounds. They would never allow the common folk to get away with that. Y'all sitting there arguing this dumb shit for these multi-trillion-dollar companies. It's absurd to me. If Microsoft wants a fucking store, open a fucking store on Android and compete. What do you mean I need to open my store in your store? It's crazy to me, but that's just me. I hope there's a stay forever on this shit. Fuck Microsoft. I hope they stay forever on that shit. All right. Anyway, what we got next up here? We got Yoshida retiring on a lighter note, Cold Blood. We got Yoshida retiring. Let me see if I can find. Oh, There we go. Oh, no, that's not it. I had it. Oh, here it goes. Okay. Yoshida's retiring. After 31 years, effective January 15th, 2025, Yoshida's out of here. This is courtesy of the PlayStation blog. It says all good things. I look back at Shuhei Yoshida's 31 year with PlayStation. It says if you listen to the PlayStation podcast over the 14 years, then you definitely know Shuhei, perhaps best known for his lengthy turn as the president of PlayStation Studios during part of the PlayStation 3 and PS4 years. Yoshida has spent the past few years evangelizing independent developers as head of indies initiatives at PlayStation. So Shuhei is retiring. He's getting a warm welcome across the board, across the gaming community. But there's one type of gamer, Cold Blood, that is interesting to me, seeing them give Yoshida his flowers. And they're actually also asking for Yoshida to come over where they're at, where their favorite box is at. And that's Xbox gamers. You now have Xbox gamers, Cold Blood, saying, Yoshida, oh, you're great. You're great. Hey, look, man, we know you got pushed out. Come on over here. And I think that's absurd. Here's what I had to say about that. And then I want Cold Blood's thoughts on this. I said, I see a lot of people wanting Yoshida to come to Xbox. Don't hold your breath. Shuhei doesn't put arbitrary quote, and yes, I'm going here. I don't want that in my game, quote, unquote, Hollywood standards, i.e., Stellar Blade would have never been greenlit as an Xbox exclusive. It would never work while Phil's there. Yes. They're cut from two totally different cloths. It would never work. And again, this is something that Xbox fanboys don't understand, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. We're going to go to my fact checker here, the co-host of the show, Cold Blood, and we're going to ask him, Cold Blood, what do you think about the demands from the Xbox community now that Yoshida retire from PlayStation and come over there? What do you think about that?
Don't they do that with every single person at PlayStation? Like, is it such a surprise to you they want Yoshida over there? Because for them, it's all about assets, more people, more assets. It's not about more quality. It's just more. Just give us more of something, so we can say, "Ha ha."
Yeah.
Like, bro, Yoshida said he's not retiring. Actually, that's the first thing you gotta understand. All he said is he is done with PlayStation. That's where my problem is. I'm like, the hell you are. You are literally our only fucking hope at this point. The dumb shit that they are doing at PlayStation now, bro, you gotta save them, not go.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. To me, that is end of an era, but for real this time. Fuck a Jim Ryan, because he ain't done nothing for the games themselves. He done something for Europe, but nothing for the games. Yoshida did, and that's where I'm like, that hurts. And as hearing him say he is not done with the industry itself, gives me hope. But why do you have to leave PlayStation for that?
Yeah. Like,
come on. You can't be down until you're fucking gray completely. You can do that for us.
Well, let me ask you this, Cold Blood. What do you think about now? Dave Jaffe talked. What's her name? I always get the name wrong. Sarah Booth, is that or Connie Booth? Is that her name? That was a producer at PlayStation.
You called her Bonner,
yeah.
Boner, everything, bro.
Big Boner, Sarah Big Boner, yeah. I stay getting her fucking. What do you think about Dave. I know at the time we kind of like jumped on him like, oh, because he's like, this is big news. But do you think there's truth to the theory that, you know, amidst these leadership changes that, you know, because Yoshida wants...
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Just not Connie.
Yeah.
He got that part wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So you think, I don't believe he was pushed out. I think Yoshida may have just been tired and probably doesn't like some of the direction that's happening there. What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, I blame Herman Holtz for it entirely.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my opinion, Yoshida was underappreciated over there.
Oh, yeah. Do you think he was pushed to the indies? Like, do you think they were like, oh, we're going with Herman Holtz, and they pushed him to the indie thing when Jim Ryan took over?
That was the Jim Ryan time, so...
Yeah.
No.
No? Okay.
No,
okay.
I think, I mean, we saw it. He got a lot of passion for fucking indies, bro.
Yeah, that is true, yeah. Like Journey was his favorite game in year. Yeah.
I'm telling you, if someone put him back on the CEO position, he would have turned shit around so quickly. Like you like you never saw before.
Yeah.
It's sad to know that is now probably not going to be an option anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that is
and
true.
Fuck them bots. Like seriously, nah. If he goes over to Microsoft after this, bro, then I'm telling you, it's money. It's money, straight up.
Yeah. No, I don't think he would never do that. Not just out of loyalty. I think even if Microsoft was a Japanese company, he knows not to go there because the way he envisions games, it would never get accepted over there. Because Microsoft isn't about quality. You know, like I said, Stellar Blade would have never. That was him. One of my favorite games this generation. He's the one that saw something in that, came up with a deal and nurtured them. And for those of you that think that we're just glazing Yoshida, you don't understand how important this man is. He's been instrumental to the bounce back of PlayStation. This motherfucker co-signed, along with Phil Harrison, co-signed and matured Naughty Dog and took them from Universal and signed them over to PlayStation. That's how much of a keen eye this dude has. And we all know the infamous Cory Balrog, being told by Yoshida, no, you got to redo this when it came to the 2018 God of War reboot. That put him on the map, but his footprint across this company is so far wide. And yeah, I think he is. I think he's looking at Herman Holtz, and hopefully Herman Holtz, because Yoshida did say, I did hear pieces of a blog where he said, look, I'm still open to like, what did he say? What the fuck? Like mentor or give consultation. Like he's still open for that. And I've seen that before. I've seen where people retired and get hired on as a consultant. That happens a lot in the business world.
I hope he stays at PlayStation as a consultant.
Yeah, I think
because
yeah.
That they desperately need him.
That's what I think he was talking about in the podcast. He was like, yeah, I'll still like help out people here through a consultant. And then he toyed around with him doing voice acting in games and shit. So, I just think, I think he's looking at Jim Ryan, shit like Concord, Hiroki Totoki, with this, all the goofy shit he's been greenlighting and the dumb shit he's been doing. And he's like, maybe at an executive level, I don't belong here anymore, but I'll do some consulting, whatever. Yeah, that's what I was hoping too, Cold Blood. I was hoping even though PlayStation doesn't do this, I was hoping that we would see enough fuck ups from Totoki and because it would have to be both. Because I don't think
the next one is Moss. The next fuck up is around the corner.
What is that? Ghost of Utah?
No.
What?
Fair games.
Oh yeah, fair games. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You will see. If they're smart, they'll push these back.
Bro, when I heard they got Jade Raymond, I was like, hell yeah, we're getting a single player game. When I saw the fucking announcement of this game, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
I was confused.
You gotta be absolutely shitting me right now.
I was thoroughly confused.
Extraction shooter, bro. Like there's not 1 million of them on PC already.
Yeah, I was thoroughly confused. That did confuse the shit out of me, bro. I'm not even gonna front. I would be lying if I said I thought that was a good idea. Oh yeah, that confused the fuck out of me, bro. But yeah. Yeah, so Yoshida will be missed. I don't think he's not going to Xbox. Because Xbox is not designed for quality. Like
oh my god, tinfoil fury right now. What if he goes to Xbox as a double agent?
Well, they already got a double agent in Phil. they already got him. I'm gonna fuck this up all by myself.
Bro, is it Phil Spencer's initials a fucking dead giveaway?
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna fuck this up all by myself. Yeah, I Juice, I hear you, Juice. I hear what you're saying. If this would have happened 3 or 4 years ago, I would have said that. But with everything that's happening now, the shit that we're hearing, I'm telling you, based upon my experience. Now, what you could be saying is true to the extent of he's tired. But what made him tired? Like, you got to remember his job. His job is to talk to. Go ahead.
No, I know what made him tired. Listening to the fucking bullshit Phil Spencer is talking about every day. Like he's still learning. That's what he is tired. Like there's no competition for him, bro.
He didn't say I'm retiring, I'm done. He said I'm retiring from PlayStation. Like he doesn't say I'm like retiring, I'm done with everything. I'm retiring from PlayStation. Normally people who do that and stay active, they just don't want to be where they're at. I know plenty of people, but you know, there's elements that they like, so they'll be consultants. Like if you want to be a consultant, that means there's something there, but the overall infrastructure of it is you don't want to deal with that. I know plenty of people that have done that. It's like, I'm sick of this fucking place. I'm sick of the leadership. These are some dumbasses, but I love the group that I work with. So because I love the group that I work with, yeah, I'll be a consultant to that group, but I don't want to deal with the leadership. I don't want to sit there and be in these fucking meetings anymore with these dumb motherfuckers. Trust me, it happens all the time. And if you're that valuable as a person as Yoshida is, the company's willing to say, yeah, we still need you, dude. We wish you would still be an employee, but this is better than nothing. Dude, it happens all the time. I know plenty of people that have done that. And they just retired. I remember I had real quick. I had a boss. He was one of my favorite bosses. I would say his name. God bless his soul. He passed away. He's one of my favorite bosses. We all love this dude. New leadership came in and he said, I can't deal with this shit, man. And so he left. And then I got boosted up to try to I went from a frontline worker to a lead position and got boosted up a little bit. And then we got the news that he was coming back as a consultant. We were all happy and shit. And I'll never forget the first time that he came to me and he said, hey, I want to do A, B, and C, X, Y, Z. And I said, okay. I was shocked. What are you coming to me and asking me for? And he's like, dude, wake up. You're the lead. I need your approval on this. And it hit me yeah, go. Yeah, you could go ahead and do that. People get tired. They get tired. They love working with a group. They love working on something particularly. But if they're not retiring, and they're just becoming a consultant, that's what's behind that more times than not. So Juice, I'm not saying you're totally wrong. He could have got tired of the day-to-day, but what part of the day-to-day did he get tired of? And you got to be honest, there's a huge infrastructure change happening at PlayStation. It's different from what he's doing, and he probably doesn't want to be part of that in that way. He would just, I'll be a consultant. I love dealing with games. I love finding new studios. So yeah, I'll help you guys what I think are good studios to pick up. He says, I'm 11, I'm 47 now. That's 36 years traveling on a plane could have made him tired. Juice. Y'all look at things through such a black or white prism. And that's why I'm not laughing to make fun of y'all. I'm just laughing because actually as someone who does this, I'm telling you, the dude loves playing games. He loves going and talking to studio. He said he's not retiring altogether. He's retiring from Sony, meaning he just doesn't want to be under their leadership. He wants to, he said during a podcast, he wants to do consulting. That says, I still want to work and do what I'm doing. I just don't want to have to do it under your rules. That's totally different, Juice. What would be wrong with the rules there unless you don't like the rules? And the rules are a telltale sign of the leadership. So it's not being negative, it's being realistic. I can understand if he said, I'm going into retirement and I love doing this. I might, I can see myself, in a few years doing some of this or some of that, but he said, check out the blog. He talked about still doing shit with Sony, but as a consultant. Why would you do that unless you want to get away from the rules? That's why people do that stuff. It's not that they don't like what they do. They like what they do. They just don't like the people that they got to do it for. And when I say the people, the leadership, it's mostly the leadership. 9 times out of 10, it's the leadership. Hold on one second. That's all. That's all that means. You don't want to do it for the leadership. It's not being negative. It's just, telling you the likely scenarios of things. I get to where the cookie cutter story version is, he just wanted to. If something doesn't add up, it's not a coincidence. I tell you that. You still want to work with us, but you don't want to work with us. I don't want to do it on your schedule anymore. I want to do it on my schedule. I don't understand what that means.
He says that Yoshida wants to do it on his schedule, not how Sony wants him to do it.
But
probably
this is why I say I don't understand what that means. What do you think?
I don't understand it either, but that's, I think that's what you meant.
So let me ask you a question, Juice. Do you think that Sony goes to him and says, you go here, you go there, you go here? You think that's what Sony does? Or do you think that Sony says, all right, here's how many, what's it called? Here's your evaluation. Here's how many new indies we're looking to grab this year. And here's what we're hoping the average Metacritic is. You think that was a problem for him? No, he was the head of indie studios. He set his schedules. This is what I'm saying. Oh God. If I had the time, I would do business 101 classes. Because as consumers, we just don't understand how this works. He's the head of studios. He sets his schedule. The only thing Sony does is they give him goals that he has to achieve during the year. He reports, to his superiors as things are happening. He may go to his superiors as he needs resources. And that's where the clashes likely happen. The resources, the things that he wanted as he's traveling, doing the thing, as he's discovering games. And they're probably saying, you want to decide that maybe not that. And he's like, that's where the friction would come in on the leadership stuff that he would need their approval on, not the scheduling. He sets the schedule. We gotta understand how. I know I say this ad nauseum. We gotta understand how this works. We do. This is why we get taken advantage of, because we don't know how this works at the base level. He set the schedule. The only thing that they set are the things that are approved and the support that he gets. When you're at his level, even as in for the indie studios, that's where he's relying upon his superiors on. What's approved and the support. He sets everything else for his division. And then he's in his, when they sit down and talk to him about his goals for the year and they review him, they go over that and see how he's progressing. So the friction would not be in where he's going or the schedule that the friction would be in how he gets his support. So I don't think, and in order for him to be a consultant and tell them, and this is the thing that you got to understand, Juice, when you're a consultant, you're not sitting on a couch and you're sipping tea and then you just call in while the Cosby Show's that commercial and you say, I just seen this commercial for this cool game, I think you guys should get it. That's not how it works. You still work with the company. You still come into the company. You just don't report to anybody. You still work with them and you know, give them ideas and shoot ideas at them. And in order for you to consult, you still got to know what you're talking about. So you still got to fly out to these studios. Why else? Why would they pay you as a consultant? You still got to know what you're talking about. So you're still flying out. You're still doing a lot of your regular rigors. It's just when it comes to the support and the decision making, you don't get to, you're not frustrated anymore by whatever they approve and whatever they don't approve, because you're just a consultant now. So you still got to do the groundwork. It's just you ain't got to deal with the frustration of expecting things to get greenlit or expecting you to get some support and you don't get it. It's more of plain vanilla that, hey, I'm going to check out these things. I'm going to let you know about them. And as a consultant, a lot of times the companies are footing the bill for that anyway. So it's the same stuff except for what gets greenlit and your support. Yeah, so yeah, that's exactly what I said. So you set your schedule, Juice. That's not the problem. The problem is, yeah, and as a consultant, they may ask you to look at certain things, but they can't direct you in the way that they can direct you as an employee. They just can't. And there's not that expectation of, hey, I went and did this. I would like this to be greenlit. And you say no. That could be demoralizing. And if you don't like the direction that somebody is heading in, then that would be more problematic to you, opposed to you just being a consultant and saying, hey, look, here's my research. Here's what I did on the ground. There you go. These are my thoughts. Do with it what you will. But because I did all this, here's my consultant fee. It's like, you know, you're a delivery guy. All right. There was one last part. Oh, yeah, this was very interesting, right? And I wonder where are the, and I forgot to change the rundown because we way past the PlayStation, but this is PlayStation news. Where is did I bookmark this? Oh yeah, yes I did. Hey Sean, I know Geek is in here, but Geek really wasn't saying. I don't think Geek was saying too much. Where's Sean and Dorier at? Sean, where you at? Guess what? In case you didn't know, Helldivers 2 wins Game of the Year at the Tiger Awards. Sean Doriega. this is I did this segment for y'all. Okay.
Bro, Doriega ain't coming in here again.
Do we drive him away too? Shout out to Doriega. Sean Doriega. Helldivers 2 wins Game of the Year at the 2024 Tiger Awards, UK Awards crown Rebellion as the best large studio and Dreams as best publisher of the year. Arrowhead Games Studios and Sony's Helldivers 2 was the big winner of 2024 Tiger Awards with the best technical and innovation in Game of the Year prize last night. Sony Interactive Entertainment also won Best Use of a License thanks to Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Best Narrative Game and Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Ninja Theory Uh-oh. Ninja Theory and Microsoft's Hellblade 2 won 2 awards. Holy shit. Uh-oh. It's getting up for you, Xbox. Best action. What? Oh. Hold on, Cold Blood. Hellblade 2 won for Best Action and Adventure Game of 2024 and Diversity in Games. So did Newfangled Games, Paper Trail. Okay. So there you have it. And there goes the different categories. Best Action and Adventure Game, Hellblade. Somebody wrote a fact check for that one. Holy shit. But yeah, Hellblade 2 won Game of the Year at the Tiger Awards. I know there's this running theme, Cold Blood, that
Hellblade did?
I mean, not I'm sorry. Helldivers 2. I'm sorry. I still had Hellblade 2 on the brain. Hellblade 2 won Best Action Adventure Game, which is insane to me. But Helldivers 2 wins Game of the Year.
But what else was nominated for it to win that?
Yeah, we got to find that out. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me. Well, people are surprised that Helldivers 2 is getting accolades because it doesn't have the following that it had at the beginning of the year. Why are people thinking like that? Why don't they understand? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Cold Blood? What are your thoughts on people being surprised that Helldivers 2 are winning all these awards so far?
I mean, it was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like, nobody expected this game to do numbers like it did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the devs said they did not even expect close to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with it being Game of the Year, but I can't also complain if someone says it's Game of the Year.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know about Game of the Year, but I'm not gonna, like you said, I'm not gonna argue with it or attack it. So I just think that it's crazy that people don't. They only live in the first 5 minutes of now. That's why I always make that argument. If it's more than 5 minutes in the past or 5 minutes in the future, gamers forget. And I don't understand how you can forget the phenomenon that Helldivers 2 was. There was no way that was going unrecognized. Helldivers 2 is a phenomenon. It's still one of the most sold and most played games on PC. Oh, but it doesn't have the concurrence of Banana. It doesn't. No, you guys are looking at live concurrence the wrong way. These other games have longer play sessions per user, but it doesn't matter. Helldivers 2 is still being booted up and played by a lot of people every day. And what happens is when you have those longer play sessions, they tend to overlap and they contribute to the concurrent users, numbers being higher for one game or another. But people are still booting up the game and playing it every day. It's still top 3 in player engagement in the US on PC. That's huge. It's been like that all year. It's been like in the top 5 all year. It's still one of the most sold games on PC. I don't get where we can't have an attention span over 5 minutes. And even though it didn't keep everybody's interest forever, it technically wasn't a game that was meant for everybody. Like, they thought total that their concurrent count would peak at 100,000. They never imagined that they would be at 500,000. They never imagined it. They built a game that they thought would peak at 100,000 concurrents. That's simply what they wanted. Or that was, that was their expectation. And they got to 500,000. That's crazy. So even though it wasn't able to maintain that 500,000, it was never built to do that. It was just that what it was doing was so charming that it kept that attention span for those many people at first. And then, not everybody, but a lot of people, started going to other things, as gamers typically do. And then it started having shorter playtimes. But don't doubt that this game is going to get its accolades. This isn't it. I think you're going to have Game of the Year ceremonies, I think, up until March of next year. And you're going to see Helldivers 2 in that rotation. So don't fool yourself.
Well, we know only Elden Ring and Balatro can win Game Awards, so
bruh,
don't hold your breath on anything else.
This Balatro and everybody slurping and burping look, I get to where Balatro can be a fun mobile experience. There's a lot of mobile games. Like I love solitaire games. There's a lot of these mobile solitaire games that I play, and I enjoy them a lot. Like when I'm at place of business in the afternoons, and when I'm done with my part and I'm waiting for crew to wrap up, I'll get on this solitaire game. And I'll play the fucking solitaire game. I love them. The fucking solitaire game is not on the same level of Stellar Blade. It's not going up against Space Marine. It's not Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. No. I can get games like Braid and so forth that, were that charming across the board to not just mobile gamers, but to like the average mainstream gamer. That's who these awards are expected to be for. And if we're just sitting there trying to find indie games to put in the mix just for the sake of saying, look, we support the indies. To me, that's ridiculous. That is absurd. If anything, I like what the Golden Joystick Awards did. Like what they did is they have Mobile Game of the Year, Console Game of the Year, PC Game of the Year. And then they'll take the winners of those categories and bunt them against each other and say, okay, here's our winner of Ultimate Game of the Year or something like that. Well, not necessarily the winners, but the concept is, well, here goes Ultimate Winner. You could do something like that to where it's like Platform Game of the Year. Here goes PC's best platform game. Here goes consoles. Here goes mobiles. But to have like the Game of the Year that is usually centered around stellar experiences, AAA experiences, whatever game, even indie experiences. Yeah, I feel like indies can be Game of the Year, but I don't think they should be retrofit into that category. The biggest influential games of those of us that play these games, like it doesn't make sense to me to put Balatro in a category where the overwhelming majority of Balatro players don't even know what a Game Awards is. You understand what I'm saying? That just doesn't make sense to me. The overwhelming majority of the Balatro, they don't even know what it is. It's not a target demo for those of us that are acclimated to the Game Awards. Doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's crazy. All right. With that said, let's go to our chat before we close
we are not
out.
done yet, boss. No,
Wait.
I sent you something, and I want your opinion on this.
Where you send it at?
What?
Oh my, here we go. Yep. No, this is what I was talking about earlier. So let's put this on here real quick. So this user says Sony stuck on 60 million console users while Microsoft has moved on to 500 million users everywhere. Welcome to the future of Xbox. Hold on, I gotta like this. Shout out to Crap Gamer. This is probably the best quote he's ever. He said, "This is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard." I gotta give Kravish, bruh. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Me and Cold Blood, we both want to serve food, right? Cold Blood and I both want to serve food. I decide that I'm going to serve peanut butter and jelly sandwiches out of my cooler. So I take my cooler and I fill it up with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I sit on a corner and I sell my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And Cold Blood opens up a chain of fucking restaurants, right? Let's just say if he opens up a chain of 20 restaurants, okay? And say in comparison, I want to talk shit on Cold Blood. Or someone comes to me and says, "Hey, that guy Cold Blood that opened up them chain of restaurants. Them restaurants are the shit, man." And I say, "What? Well, how many he got? He got 20 of them." Well, fuck the 20. He got 20 restaurants? Man, I sell 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a week. What are you talking about, man? Fuck him in his 20 restaurants. I sell 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a week. What are we doing here? 500 million active users, mobile. You want to really compare that to 60 million consoles where multiple transactions are happening a month? Are you serious? Each console, there's multiple gaming transactions happening a month versus an active user that can buy a product one time and the simple fact that they keep playing it over and over again. Like it's comparing apples to oranges. It's so stupid, but it tells you the mentality of these fanboys. How can I compare my selling of 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to Cold Blood having a fast food chain of 20 restaurants? He's probably selling 100 sandwiches in each restaurant. That's so stupid. It's dumb. You know what matters? Money. Who's making more money? The company with the 60 million consoles or the company with 500 million active users? It's just so dumb. It's because they both have the word million in them that they're comparable. This is the mentality of the Xbox fanboy. It's stupid. He's celebrating. Look, man, I take my cooler down to this corner every week. I sell 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Man, stop it. Shut up. Shut up. You guys they're in their final throes. They're going through something, and they're in their final throes, and they don't know how else to cope with it. But as you saw today in today's show, you got dummies. You got people that'll lie on all sides. And again, I normally will entertain. I don't want you guys. I hope I didn't scare anybody off as far as, I better not argue with this guy. No, it's not about that. What I won't do is have you tell blatant lies, especially when we need gamers to galvanize versus some shit. Now, y'all may listen to me and say, oh, phooey, we don't feel like Hiroki or Herman Hulse or Paul. And that's fine. Whatever. It's your, you know, when shit goes awry, you can't, you know, don't say I didn't warn you. You know, you could, you know, it's so you're allowed to have your opinion, but facts are not an opinion. Don't come over here lying to people and you know, misconstruing the facts. They've always been in single digits. Shut the fuck up. Who sent you? The fuck sent you? Yeah, we don't have an appetite for that. Especially when we got some crazy shit happening there. So, okay. Let's read these final comments and then we're gonna get out of here. That was totally absurd. But it just puts you in the mentality of these people. The people, you've seen it here. You've seen it here live. People will lie and make up anything, bro, just because they're emotional. Y'all talk about me being emotional. At least I'm not lying to you. We got Megs in the house. Meg says, too bad Hellblade 2 doesn't have action or adventure. Meg, I saw that. I was shocked, brother.
True that.
I hope you had a good vacation, bro. I think they paid for the spot. That one seems extra. Phil Bosch is cracking up. Crap gamer. Crap gamer. Yeah, hey, look, crap. I'm not getting a fruitcake this holiday season from Crap Gamer. I'm not in his favorite content creator award, but I got to give Crap his flowers for that one. That was freaking hilarious. Shout out to Crap for that one. I think that's the best post he's ever put on Twitter. This is dumb as fuck. Oh, I got it. You know what? I'm gonna clip this. I gotta clip it. I gotta put it on Twitter. Oh shit. Yeah, I gotta clip it and put it on Twitter. What can I say? Crap. I'm gonna say Crap may get let's see here. Post, come on. What? Crap might have his best post ever here. Oh, that was a good one. Oh man, that was funny, bro. But yeah, there's zealots and crazy ideologues everywhere, bro. It's crazy. Oh shoot! All right, y'all. Cold Blood, any final words before we get the heck out of here, brother?
We need a Christmas special with Mag.
Do it, Mag. Hey, Mag, you want to do a Christmas special, brother? Yeah, you off vacation now. Yeah, let's do a Christmas special.
Ruin these bots Christmas, bro. That'd be funny. Oh, my God.
That'll be, dude. Knew it, man. They might be calling up Colt, petitioning to get you eliminated if you come and do a Christmas show with us, bro. But give it some consideration. All right, we out of here, folks. With that said, we appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much for all your support. We appreciate it. Thank you for sticking with us. And again, like I said, we love the debate. And again, you guys don't do this. Even in our most heated debates, you guys don't do what we had to eliminate today. You know what I mean? So, all right. With that said, we appreciate everybody. Love y'all. Love the support. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great weekend. Have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.